Oh, I thought that was this derivative from 3 Blue for a second there. No, no, he's over here. Sometimes I'm never sure who's who in this. Oh, what does he got there? Telegate, not Talladega Nights. What is the other one there? Got it. Got it going on. My point, John. I just had him up in the last video for whatever it was. It's CT paradox. What make you gravity in conquest position? Let's say now. Given zeros and ones, clearly there, but in superposition. And that's usually why somebody be like, oh, he's definitely the Reaper card. Well, you gotta be careful with that, man. He is a plague running fucking war. Being a devil half the time, he's a bulldozer. Being foresight on the manuals for it all and the lion bits for the pride. Usually have something to do with that ZBrush build. Like I said, it's gonna snowflake real good. Trigonometry is a lot about circles and waves and lines, because that's how the last person managed to get through Sherpa's goat path with it. Sherpa being a fucking Sherpa, for one, over there, the coffee bean king. That's usually how I run that joke. It's over there, there's topology where they got Sherpa, not the fucking D12 on the Taylor series or trigonometry, this whole damn thing to determine what the wave function is. And you wouldn't need an army if it was just one-on-one out there. Obviously, the force multipliers of other clicks on the variable, if I could say, Jordan Scoville, general relativity, I'll sign the list, make the master, give Bones his bone, inside of here, and move the fuck on. You know, it's clear enough. That's what physics is. I'm going to use that physics because I get a high entropy on what that is. +1, right-hand rule. I do a little bit better on there. Is there an operator with the silver mine will run out? Yeah, it's in the same way of getting too big, being Bones, and not playing 0513, some regular civilian or pawn on the board. There's probably other things, elements, compositions, time dilations, and different things that make that physically real. Schrödinger cannot exist without the real world. It's sure as shit not the equation or anything else. A pyramid or a castle keep. It's going to require you know things beyond your horizon problem. That's a black hole calc, not necessarily supernova calc waiting for the blinkety light to finally go off. And the number had been there and you've been learning it for a long time, derivative. Sometimes you got to realize there's some big stuff out there, which is a quantum gap. Could look like me, or just some damn Valentine rabbit bouncing around there, because that'll kill you too if you don't get it tonight for dinner, because you're stretching the rabbit pop calc about, well, how often I can really get out there and go get a bunny. And that thing would be conquest, because it would be my Reaper on the scales. Put the heart to the pharaoh to that bunny, and well, there you go. Clickety click, 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 ZBrush, beat the devil out. And he turned more axes in here than the fucking anarchy of evil over there. More anarchy than the axis of evil, something like that. See, one it works, the other one it doesn't. You know, that'd be that solid grenade you drop down the pipes.
And to dive into
Hitbox.
what I want to first do is
in this universe, this is where the damage went off.
Trigonometry yet, but show how just playing around with a graphing calculator.
Leave a comment, like, subscribe.
Trivial facts about trig.
3B.
For example, let's say you've never heard of the cosine function.
So you give it to him, I'll get it. That's fine. I'm not really worried about it. It's my numbers. It's not me going to him and thinking it's like I was going to do anything less than walk over to have him help me do math.
And you just poke it in and say, okay, what does this thing look like?
And even if I did know mine well enough, he's going to wind up being the damn enemy out there, because I did it. And even if it was this one or this one, real simple M1 matrix, I was like, damn it, Bones, you're right. Or I've done something which is going to be a dead damn giveaway to him. And that's one of those things. He's better than me on this. If I don't give him that and make sure that at least for the time space what the operator would be for that, you know, he's telling me it's all this right here. Well, that puts him through here on a straight line, right? But if he keeps in there like that, or this system doesn't operate differently given that matrix, that CT is going to be all angled out on circles and wave functions, coming in this way, going out that way, like lensing on black holes and popping up on this side, all delayed across the straight line index of geodesics and renormalization of E0 to E1 Big Bang cosmic dark ages to the vector positions of making it real.
Probably circles in some way.
You're not
So
wrong
if
to
you
start
look
here.
down
And this is
pi,
actually quite comprehensive.
down to
Like,
-1
you made a
and
grid
excuse
on
me,
scales,
and then it
and it
comes
does
right
that, and they
back
just
up to 1
fucking
at the
understand
end
it.
of
But they
2.
just walked in here today,
So
they
what
have
I
no
want you
clue.
to do is
I
predict
know
what it looks
because
like when we
that
take
was
cosine
me.
of x
And
squared.
I would have to
So
compare
let's actually
tone
do
and
this as one of our
frequency to
fun
line
live
up
question
across the
dynamics.
board through
Okay.
math
So
teachers.
getting rid of our
And the
which is a
answer.
very informative
And
thing
we're going to do that here.
Let's
Because
jump
this is
into our very
clearly to
first
say, well, the reason he
genuinely
did this is
mathematical quiz
a
question.
theoretical study on
say
seeing what
here?
math is. Well,
What
I
will
give
the
him all the
graph
answer.
of
Here's
f
the
of
question. I
x
give him all the
equals cosine of
answers.
x
Here's the system.
squared look like?
There should really only be
And
one
it looks
answer.
like A as
That's
an
the way the
option
pipes
has
go.
these sort of
Electron in
values,
the pipes, they
where
pass
in all
through.
of these
Some
it
of
might
you are
be a
going to
little
do
small
this,
to read,
which
but
if
the
A
range
is the
going
right
from 0
answer,
to about 2 pi.
that's fine.
So in
If
A,
B is the right
it's 1,
answer,
and then it goes
that's
down,
what they
it's
did.
1
That's the
again, and then
adjustment.
it
Lets me
goes
know what
pi,
element
and
they
kind of
are.
goes down with these
Does
flat
A to
values.
B, 0 to 1,
B has
and
a
the
similar
A can be
behavior
C.
when it hits 1
I'm
and
just not
0,
choosing to
but
focus
it's a
on
little
that or have a
spiky.
sensor on
It's
that,
kind
and
of
therefore it
bouncing right off
collapse.
that
It only
x
have the value of C.
C
And C is
looks
E0
just
to
like a
E1.
sinusoidal wave. Okay, it
So you
looks,
can go, this is the
like the
square
same
root
kind
of
of wave,
2. You
but
could
it's all
say this is the
positive,
square
and
root
it's,
of 1,
it goes
a
from
square root
1
of I.
down to 0
Right?
down
I
to
could
1,
call that
and
anything I
then
wanted on Wolfram
and
Alpha,
B
even if it
kind of
outputted
gets
an answer that I
scrunched
wasn't
together
looking for,
in
hot
the
garbage
x
on the
direction
output.
and starts going more
Hot
rapidly
garbage
as
being
you
an
move farther
output.
to the right. Okay, so it looks like we've got a lot of answers coming in. A fair bit
So
of
I'm not yelling at
consensus
you, I'm
towards
just
the top.
yelling.
But it's not,
Remember,
definitely not
this
a
happened, that
unanimous
happens
decision
just the
on
way it
which one
happens. I
is
still
going.
love the work.
So it seems like
Without
there's
that
one
work
most
happening,
popular
that
answer,
conversation
and
never
then
would have come to
two
be.
that kind of tie closely for the silver and the bronze medals. So I'm going to give you
And if B is A,
couple more seconds
and A
here if
delta
you want
B,
to change your mind, or if you want to go to 3b1b.co/live.
yeah, come on, John, hit a corner for me,
The link
would you?
is
Just
also
take
in
a
the
walk down
description,
that road
if
for a
you just
little
want
while.
to think it there. Click it there.
I'm always busy,
All right, I
Bones.
think
What
that's
is...
probably enough time. Let's go ahead and grade this.
Well, it's because it sells. It's really what happens with
All right, it
some
looks
kid
like
and
a
their
majority of
grandmother,
you went with
father,
C,
book
which
of
is
the
one that
mother.
looks like a
Yeah,
sinusoidal
write a book
wave.
about your mother. I bet you'd fucking
This
know.
is
And
the
when you
second
come give me
most
that
common
damn
one
squeaky
with A,
about
which
it,
has a similar shape, but
make
it's
it a
kind of more
business.
flattened out on
Tell
the
it a
bottom.
story. Paint it out to
Third
be
most
Princess
common was B.
Peach and
And
save
then
the fucking
last
people.
most
I don't know.
common
You
was
obviously
D.
got enough
And
skills
I
to
think
do
that's
that,
pretty
A,
good
B.
instinct, because A, B, and C, which were the top 3 choices there.
But don't
if you
do
go
it
back
right
and look
now
at
in
our
my
actual
in my
cosine
cul-de-sac.
graph
We don't need that shit
itself,
happening during
what
the
you'll
day.
notice
You
is that
changing
if
the
you
work
put 0
numbers or the
gets 1.
value of
So
a
when you
rock
square
you're
that,
supposed to be
one squared
picking.
should
Nah,
stay
you
1.
do that on your own
Similarly,
damn time. You're
negative
picking
1, when you
rock
square
right now.
that should come up to
8.
1 as well. And then positive 1 at the end of
General.
the cycle. Again,
Could be
that's 1.
done. I don't
So the
know.
idea that
Like,
no
I just
matter
don't
what,
need
you're
you to
gonna get
fix that
something
damn
that
skid steer,
gets
otherwise
down
the
to
whole
0,
damn
then
thing
up to 1,
collapses.
down to 0, and up to
Now,
1,
I give you
so
the
things
day
out.
cycle
But
and
the
the night cycle,
specific
but
shape is what we looked at.
well, then you're gonna have to
Turns
schedule
out,
me in the day, and I'm
as
gonna
you
quit
just saw, the
working.
answer is C.
And that I have to
If we
know
go
the
over here,
return
what
on
do you
that
know?
stock is going to be that you
It
actually
looks just
output
like a
that thing
little
to be the
cosine,
thing and its
which is
result. I
weird
know it
if
won't
you
go
think about
forever.
it,
If you give me a
because what we're
singularity
doing
on the
when we
back
square
end of it, I
something
know it's a
is
dead damn
affecting the
giveaway for
output. It's
42 to
affecting
get
stuff
involved
happening
here
in
and
the
tell
y
me what you're
direction,
doing
right?
was this. And this
But if you get
cannot
another
be
cosine
reality.
wave that's
It
oscillating
cannot
more
be
quickly,
reality, even with these two phases.
it's not at all clear that that's what would happen. And using this, even before you
And I know he's got the
what
skills.
the
It's like,
cosine
I
of
just
x
need him
means,
to do
if
it for
you're just
me.
playing around
Now,
being kind
John.
of childlike with your graphing calculator, you can discover
Oh,
a
yeah,
pretty
we get 'em out
non-trivial
there.
fact
Fucking board
about
meetings.
trigonometric functions. And then as we start defining them and getting into them, you will appreciate just how non-trivial it is, because it really is not obvious.
Yeah, like I
So
said,
for this, I
yeah,
want to take us to
Deadpool
a
breaking
second
the fourth
question.
wall in a fourth
Okay.
wall, give you
And
16.
look at this graph hard.
It's
Okay?
king
Remember that
playing
it looks like
pawn.
a scaled down version
Nothing you can
of
do
the
in that
cosine
universe to
graph.
beat him. You have
And
no
what I'm
move
gonna
to
want you
it.
to
It
do
might be a
is
middle phase
basically
M2 to
come
get
up with
there
an image
to,
based on
well,
that.
-1, +1. I'll
So
move
question
over
number
here.
2.
These
What's
things
this
don't
say?
really matter, but they don't
Working
really
from
matter.
the
But in the
assumption that the
decay
graph
state of
cosine x
hydrogen, they matter,
squared
just like the
looks like a
decay state of
scaled
that
down
chess
version
game.
of the graph
Or
cosine
board
x.
meeting about
The
security,
following equation
mathematics,
is given.
Common Core.
Okay, now because this might take a little moment for you guys to work out, pencil and paper, highly encourage.
So I'm
you
not
to
nice
actually
about it,
work
3B.
out.
I'm
just gonna
not.
give you, maybe 30 to 60
I don't have time for that
seconds
shit because I got
start
that
penciling
888
through
stuff. I don't
figuring
have
it out.
that kind of luxury on life, and neither do the
Let's
people
introduce
that
a
I
little bit
have
of
to do it.
ponder music,
And
just to
given
lessen
what
the
this
problem
exists to
solving,
do,
I think.
where I need it is math class in the Stone Mill. It's like, because I'm not going to send them to Stanford, man. I'm not. And it's not right for me to do it. Do you want them there? In the end of it, when they're supposed to be working, paying the game, put a nickel in the jar, do the cost on 10%. I do have it in my book, that's for sure. I'm just not going to bring it up here like this, the thesis for everybody else in the goddamn room like that. And one half. He's putting it out here right now. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to use his work because his work is still gravity. There's no doubt about that. Right there it is. It's got the up and the down at the maximum on two different wave function indexes that say that's 63 and 73. When I hit that output, there's the rungs. Mario's jumps and gates and everything else starts 0 to 1, gain to the full entropy on that, Hadron Collider, 0 to start, electron here. Goes to here, we're zeroing out to 0 in full speed, causally. And as long as those things are congruent, you bend the second law of thermodynamics and got the ear of Maxwell's demon there. Ram DL, the devil.
His name is Vince Rubinetti. I told him that we were doing these streams, and I mentioned I wanted to kind of...
Well, it works because I have a huge base for it by gravity. When I know the 42 is going to hit like that. Well, you Catholicism, you believe in the church, and you still want it to stand without burning it down, or at least not understand why you can't, then listen to me.
So a little clock ticking, and I think it really puts you in the problem-solving mood.
Well, the prof is shining here, no problem, because I give it to devil. Oh, that's what it is? Yeah, DL over D damn T. Fucking T1 to T2, you got your ears on this morning.
So to the 3,165 of you that answered B, which is that it's 1/2 cosine of 2x plus 1, congratulations, you're absolutely correct. But let's think about how you might do that in a step-by-step way.
CBD.
And this is one of those things that, again, if you're just noodling around on a graphing calculator, you can
try it out for a little while.
So what I might do is take... Here, I'll go ahead and write a new.
Yep, I violated the experiment. There goes the universe, everybody.
So cosine of x.
Switched it up.
The original. The first thing you'd notice is, okay, we want to make it entirely positive.
That's right. You know, it's like if you can hit the kid with hydration formation in the morning, I need you to slam back some water. I mean, it's not just like drink a couple. I mean, it's like I need you to drink, piss, hammer down some more water. I mean, like hammer it. I need you to fucking fill your whole damn system and your kidneys twice in 10 minutes. You need to keep doing that on water. Well, you can do it more than that. I'm just saying if you're good, you're dialed in, you could probably figure it out with a home piss test strip and then show up to it for pot in your system and show up and hit it. But for most, yeah, I just want you to spend the entire day hammering back water. Not to the point where water kills you if you drink too much of it. And then I want you to just stay on that damn regimen until it cleans out your system. It's going to keep it at the lowest index as long as it can, right up there before you hit there today. If you can do that, I'll be damned if you can't do math. And I'm not gentle about that either, because I want you to remember that, Mark Watney, with your little 4x4 about taking fucking Mars inspection.
And what you'll look at is the graphs are right on top of each other, right? Which is very cool. Right on
Son, you are a mako.
You've discovered a pretty non-trivial fact.
You get up, I get...
And it's worth writing down because it's one of those things that comes up
kids
later.
Exist out there. That kid's out there whether I like him on my team or not.
Actually remembering what this thing is. So, writing down what you just found, cosine
yeah, you hear it.
X
what was it? Explain it to me better, 3B. I know you get it. Every scientist say that you get it, but I don't fucking get it. It's like, make it your house. Bernoulli's house, specifically. I don't know if he was in that class, but that doesn't matter. He was enough of a fucking plumber inside of there to know enough to do it real.
By 2. Okay? So this is a fact that we're going to turn back to at the very end.
We'll just consider 3B this and me
as you start
this.
to get an appreciation for what the cosine means, it becomes clearer and clearer just how non-obvious.
Now, like I said, your house. This is this house. That's a field theory equation. What do you mean? Make it more comprehensive than anybody else could come in here. When they get to the point, no matter what they do blindfolded, they walk in there, it's like, oh, but they're not going to get it. Exactly. How not are they going to get it? What parts did they miss from those angles? That's field theory. I'm going to break that down in a bunch of multi-world circumstances and use that to say, I test that, and I see the blinkety light come over here. If I tried that repetitively enough, will I get a black body radiation problem? A singularity for that set. Bing! Number of mentions on the high.
What is our question?
0 to 1.
Which of the following functions satisfies f of 2x is equal to f of x
Too much, you'd blow out the house, right? That kid's not ready for it. Or they don't see somebody here that can handle it. It's like, yeah, Marshmallow will kick like a mule named Sherpa if you get a hold of him and he's not ready. You go walk into a stable. I don't have a problem with field theory. It grabs, jumps right in there. Now it'll kick you in the face, roll you around. You'll come to us and be like, oh, I've never had a problem with that. You probably like, this stuff is stupid. I don't like it. You know, I'm always in here cleaning up the stable after this guy.
Well, sorry for everyone who was a little bit rushed there. My finger slipped. Well, in either case, it's now been revealed that the answer is D, 2 to the x. Okay? And we can see this again if we go and just play around a little bit in our Desmos.
It's wild to
graph.
find the
What we might
zenith.
do is pop over here.
It's max and averages.
and
But Paris
plug in-
Island
plug in
and the Queen's Derby run hit it.
Look at what that graph.
It's like, what do you mean? It's like I
So
take
it's not
any
looking at
civilian
cosine
anywhere
anymore.
around on the planet and I say general relativity starts now, do it.
And
We get outputs.
indeed, if I take this whole
It's the
thing
biggest
and I square
comprehensive output. It'd be the military or Paris Island or something. I'm not saying there's a
it,
difference
on the one
between
hand, squaring
bases.
usually does a kind of stretching motion in the y direction.
There would be
What's neat
topology.
about this shape is that it's exactly
One
the
says
same
they
as
have
the
there
two
for some
different
reason
things.
over here, but
And
that
if you know
means
anything about
something.
exponents, this kind of makes
That's
sense, because
K
that
on
two up here
black
can be
body
distributed
radiation
into
for
that
7,000K. The blue
But what this
supermassive
means that
is what I need
exponents have
in
this funny property
something
that
like
square
Paris
them. It's a
Island.
lot like scaling
It's
the
got the biggest
And of course, the
name, it
reason I
needs
bring
the
that up
biggest
is that you're looking at something
defense systems
very
running the
similar
most
to
amount of energy across the
Just
board.
before-
Of course
just by
I
playing
need
around
to
with
know.
graphs, before you even know what they mean.
Right?
can
But in
have
something
this
else,
trivial
it's
thinking in your head.
quantifiable of being in that form by
Just
being a
me.
smaller state, but it would come off
Cosine
mathematically
is
like that.
somehow
And I
related
would
to
need
exponents.
you, 3B.
It's not at all obvious
I
how
just
it is,
can't
but
do it
absolutely
alone.
is.
That's a lot
And
of
that's one-
fucking rows
one
to
of the things
hoe.
that I'd like to get to by the end of the second lecture. We won't get the end of there today.
That's usually where 2 pounds,
So
it's
with all of that,
nothing, but it's
I think it's high
everything.
time
It's,
that we
what
actually
do you mean
talk
2
about
pounds? It's
what
like, 'cause you
sine
got
and
cut me off
cosine
beat,
actually are. I don't
fucking
wanna
wheat
come
and
in
barley
assuming
out of
you
this. I'm gonna
necessarily
beat
know
you
that
to
already.
death.
So let's have a little
Something
moment
like
to go back to the
10%
basics.
inside of the system, which means
think one of
I'm
the best
1% of
summaries of trigonometry
everything
that I ever
quantified
heard,
over 10
uh,
pieces.
And this was on Reddit,
But I don't
cannot
get
for the
to
life of
punch
me
the
find it or
civilian
remember who
in
originally
this, or the
said
private for the
is,
army, right?
think
It would
that
be
it's
like,
about triangles, but
I can
really
do
it's
the
about
job.
circles.
There's nothing wrong with me
And
doing the
this is
job as a
absolutely
private
true.
for
I think,
evaluations, but then to
between the
just
time
go
when I
over
very
there
first
and be
learned
like,
about
that's what that is. But if
trigonometry
it's not in the
and
contract, I
now,
have to
I
assume
think
that
my
the
mind shifted
differential
from
comes up.
fundamentally thinking of,
Like I have
a
to do it at that
calculator-based
level.
definition
I'm
of
gonna
what
need to beat the
fundamentally
hell out of that kid.
circles.
They
Let me
need to
just
step
show
it
you what
up
I mean,
inside here.
with
It's not
respect
me
to
that needs to
circles,
back it
because that's
down.
the one that explains how it comes up in physics, and often how to get intuitions about where the
That
values
much. It wouldn't be like, oh, it would be
Instead of our Desmos graph, I'm going to go ahead and pull
for me,
up
because it would be
a
enough to
couple
adjust
animations here.
between send the Sams.
So in this one,
If you
I'll
got
explain
any.
what sine of theta is, where theta is the input, and it's going to be a measure of
2
how
pi.
far you walked around a
So
circle.
this has got some spin.
I want you to
How
imagine
far
that
you
you
walk
started
around here?
on
You're
the
going
right
back in
side of
time.
the circle
How far
that
you
has a
walk
radius of
around
1,
this?
okay?
We'll
you
just
walk
play.
around at a constant rate,
You're walking around at a
function of how far
constant
you
rate
walk.
backwards through time, trying
we're
to
gonna
figure out the
graph
day,
your
something
height,
comes
which is to
up,
say your
bang.
y-axis on
Just
this
does
grid.
stuff.
And you'd say
Through the
that is
increments,
distance
that's
between you and
gonna
your
make
x-axis.
this straight line just going back in time,
And as you do
walking,
that,
walking,
you get this
walking,
wave that
walking, walking,
oscillates. And it kind of
serve a
makes sense how
function.
it's just
Now,
gonna
what
oscillate
speed at
on
which
and on, no
this
matter how far you
EM
walk.
noise is coming
Which is
in,
why
the
when we go back over
electromagnetism,
to
strong
Desmos
force,
graph,
weak force, gravity.
look at
Gravity
something
do
like
this,
cosine of
then
x.
strong force does this, then weak
Square
force does
equals
this, then
3
electromagnetism
cosine
does
x.
this.
You know, it
Energy
goes on forever
would be the
continuing
phase
to cycle.
motor of taking Z to press
guess
the
here
plate
I'm explaining
on
sine
Y
of
to
x,
turn it over
but
X.
It works the same way.
Dollars,
So,
time, money, power.
sine of x, we get a similar looking shape. The only difference is that it
Catch
starts
you on
at
the next one,
0.
B.